The worst power station you can buy isn't the one that lies about its numbers. It's the one that tests just fine on day one and then quietly abandons you a year later when it fails and there is nobody left to call. That's the trap almost nobody warns you about because it doesn't show up in a spec sheet. So let me show you the brands to avoid, and more useful than any list, the exact red flags that give them away. Let's start by killing the myth this whole category runs on. You'd assume the cheap, no-name brands get exposed by bad capacity, that a 1000 watt-hour bargain unit secretly holds half that. And sometimes that's true. But here's the inconvenient part I have to be honest about. Some of these budget brands actually test well. Take Gracell, a brand people love to dunk on. In independent testing, one of its units delivered around 77 to 87% of its stated capacity. Genuinely solid, better than some name brands. So if capacity were the whole story, you'd say buy it and move on. It isn't the whole story, and that's the entire point of this video. Because that same well-performing cheap unit had a different problem. It wasn't reliable. The onboard brain, the part that manages the battery and the outlets, kept cutting out unexpectedly during testing, shutting off mid-use for no clear reason. And that's the first red flag, the one that matters more than a capacity number. Reliability you can't see on a spec sheet. A power station is only useful if it turns on the one day you actually need it, during a blackout, in a storm, off-grid with no backup. A unit that randomly kicks off is worse than useless because you trusted it. Specs can't tell you this. Only real testing and long-term owner reviews can, which is why you read the 1-star reviews looking for the word suddenly, not the 5-star ones. Red flag number 2, and this is the big one. Who's going to be there when it breaks? A power station is a big lithium battery you're going to lean on for years. Batteries degrade, electronics fail, things go wrong under warranty. The name brands, the EcoFlows, the Anchors, the Bluettis offer 3 to 5 year warranties, and just as importantly, they'll still exist in 3 to 5 years to honor them. A flood of near identical no-name brands appear on Amazon, sell hard for a season on a rock bottom price, and vanish. Your warranty is an email address that bounces. One sharp buyer put it perfectly on a deal forum. Why spend real money on a brand that won't be around to honor its warranty, when established brands cost barely more per watt hour? That's the whole game in one sentence. Red flag 3. The brand exists only as a price. If you look one up and there is no real company behind it, no consistent lineup, no history, no proper support line, just a random capitalized word slapped on a black box and a fake looking list price crossed out, you are not buying a power station brand. You are buying an anonymous factory's overstock with a logo sticker. Might work great, might die in 8 months with no recourse. You are rolling dice with a battery in your house. Red flag 4 is a safety one, and it's non-negotiable. The cheapest units cut corners exactly where you can't afford it. The battery management system, the internal safety brain that stops a lithium battery from overheating, overcharging, or worse. A reputable brand spends real money here and certifies it. A no-name racing to the bottom on price is the one place where cheap can mean a unit that fails dangerously, not just inconveniently. With a big battery sitting in your living room, that's not a corner to gamble on. So notice what I'm actually telling you to avoid. It's not anything under a certain price. Budget can be fine, and some cheap units genuinely perform. What you're avoiding is a type. The anonymous, here today, gone tomorrow brand with no track record, no real support, shaky reliability, and safety you're taking on faith. The capacity number they advertise is almost a distraction. The question that actually protects you is, will this brand and this specific unit still be working and still be backed the 3rd year I own it? Here's how you buy safe without overthinking it. Stick to brands with a real, multi-year track record and a warranty from a company that'll still be standing to honor it. Read the low star reviews specifically for reliability words. Stopped working, won't turn on, died after. Check that the unit uses lithium iron phosphate cells and a properly certified safety system. And treat a suspiciously huge crossed out list price as a warning sign, not a deal. That's often the tell of a brand competing on illusion instead of substance. Do that, and you don't need me to hand you a blacklist that's outdated the moment 100 new, no-name brands flood in next month. You'll spot them yourself every time by the pattern. The specific names change constantly. The red flags never do.